One shot. Let's begin. Stalks by Aoi Aki. Translated and uploaded by Robot Garda Scans and Botany Bot. Alright. So, let's begin reading this and we'll go from there. This is a romantic, boy love, magic fantasy, slice of life supernatural. Let's begin, everybody. Stalks. In order to bloom, flowers will take on whatever form it is that humans desire. This is where you'll be working. If there's anything you don't understand, just come and ask me. Understood. Thank you very much. All right. Flutter. Oh, it's a guy. You surprised me. I didn't think there was anyone here. Hello there. Are you the master's son? No, but I do live here. Perhaps the housekeeper's son, then. I see. Well, I'll be working here starting today. Pleased to meet you. Your hands are always so gentle. Pardon? The plants are rather delicate, so I have to be careful not to damage them. You're quite fond of plants too, aren't you? You seem to always be in here. Oh, that's right. I've brought you something. Here, I think you might like this. Many of the plants grown here are mentioned in this book. You can have it, if you want. This one? It's this flower here? Yup, that's right. The chapter on Columbus is my favorite. The plants he brought back from his travels were continuously improved upon, and eventually many varieties were developed. This cannon lily, for instance, while it was edible at first, it's been cultivated into a beautiful, ornamental flower. I'm aware. Seeds and rhizomes were loaded onto the ships, but only the strains that survived both the long journey and the climate were able to persist and take root here. Wow, you really know your stuff. I love tales of adventures, but when I think about it, humans might actually be pretty selfish. Even when I raise them and try to take good care of them, I still wonder if the flower just considered all to be a bother. I disagree. Just as insects and birds help flowers for their pollen and sweet nectar, in exchange for delicious roots and beautiful flowers, humans allow plants to travel and flourish where they couldn't otherwise, without the legs on which to journey on their own. It shouldn't be an issue when a flower evolves to lure in a middleman, producing seeds, budding. If it means the next flower can bloom, they'll take on whatever shape it is a human desires. That's... Are humans actually being used by plants while under the impression that we're caring for them? But, but humans destroy seeds as well, don't they? If you look at it, even death might be a part of the plan in the long run. After all, insects still sometimes eat up the grasslands too. You you sure are a strange one. If that was really how these plants felt, would you feel any different? That's a good question. When it comes to humans, gardeners really are just the servants of flowers. But if what you say is true, then I think I'd even need to take better care of them simply out of reverence. Ah, sorry. A seed bears fruit, and lives are connected. A young man? Well, the only living worker at this estate is unmarried. It could have just been a local kid who'd snuck in. Insects, birds, humans, inviting, giving. While we were using each other, it was almost as if I'd been soaked into my body all this time, Like some grand design you're powerless to fight against, searching and growing closer each time you blink. Surely, this must be what people call love? Awesome, awesome. What a pretty evocative one shot, huh? If you liked it, let us know. Don't forget to share our other projects too. Just so you know, the little dude's tops and the big guy's love language is acts as servers. Also being fully literate through minor shade Columbus. Not bad for a fellow that grew up in a greenhouse. We'll see a flower, we'll see a butterfly. Who knows? But on page 11, he's all, looks like you've accidentally unlocked my devotion kink. Acceptable human, you may worship at my feet. So I'm gonna be honest completely. This is the second time I'm reading this book. Reading this here. The first time, um, I tried. Okay, so this is the second time. Believe it or not, me trying to read a little bit more, sexily, where I'm trying to understand the nuance behind each of their evocative statements. Just like this. Maybe a little bit slower, more deliberate. Well, in the first time, let's see. It's like, no, but I do live here. Perhaps the housekeeper's son, then? Where it's like, are always so gentle. And it's like, this one. Is it this flower here? And I think I was a little too. I wasn't trying. I understood it was a boy loves romance at first. And I was, I was just trying to do like the British thing here. So he seems like a little bit more dainty, a little bit more like, um, a little bit, what's the word be like? Is it the word bottom? Is that what it is? Like a little bit more submissive, maybe is the right word? Seeds and rizzles were loaded onto the ship, so. Seeds and rizzles were loaded onto the ships. Or a little bit softer would be a good way to put it, right? Like harder, softer. But one of the things I find kind of hard, and maybe this is just me not understanding it. Um, I don't understand the boy love undertones here. Maybe just a little bit, where like it's a I'm just servant, you use me here. Maybe it's just there's a lot less sexual undertone than other ones here. But for this one, to me, it was like, hey, this person speaks passionately. This person speaks passionately. They're both boys. Now kiss. And then they kiss. Right? And that's where I'm like, huh, where was the love? And again, I guess the symbolism is that, oh, you were deflowered, right? Which is a euphemism for like, you had your first time. And now usually it means your first sex time. But I guess in this case, it's a loss of innocence, or he's kissing, losses. He got his first kiss. Young man, well, the only living worker at this estate is unmarried. Um, I don't understand. What is the married thing? And then it could have been local kid who snuck in while we were using each other. Like, did they have sex? Did the guy have sex with a butterfly? Is that what I'm supposed to be questioning? Or they were just using each other to kiss? I guess so, right? Okay, sure. Um, I think I can understand other boy laws where I could see the romance here. Um, for this one here, like, what is he? Are you the master's son? Housekeeper's son then? Like the fact that the description it's confusing to me. And maybe I'm just not the target demographic for boys doing things. It's like, oh, okay here. Like I could see like your hands are so gentle here. Like I could kind of see this here. And then they go into a very passionate talk about Columbus and flowers here and development here. And I could kind of see this here, but it seems a little bit more philosophical than it does romantic, right? Humans are pretty selfish, right? If they consider it a bother. But no, humans like are so wonderful because they could help you thrive in places you normally wouldn't. They'll do what they say, right? And is that true? I guess to an extent, right? Are humans actually being used by plants? Um, yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm like, I'm not exactly sure if that's what the plants felt. Do you feel any differently? Like the kiss to me was kind of random here. When it comes to garnish really just the servants of flowers. Okay. Um, I feel like maybe if this was a little bit longer, or if I got more context to these two potential characters, Because I get it, right? Maybe he's a butterfly. Maybe this guy hallucinated everything because we see a butterfly here. Then, okay, he lands on that person here. But it makes more sense to me that he's just some dude. And then they found each other hot or romantic. And then they kiss. Sure, they got lost in the talk of botany. They love each other that much. And I'm probably just missing the undertone. So when I read it pretty straight faced when it comes to the passionate thing. I'm like, okay, I clearly missed something here because I don't understand, and that's why I had to try to read a more sexy voice the entire time because I'm like, did I just miss so many undertones, or am I just misunderstanding what? And I imagine the demographic here is like women or like young men. Well, I guess not young men. Women or gay men, right? That's what I imagine the demographic is here. Is this what yaoi is? Because I don't really read yaoi like almost ever, right? I can't like have I read yaoi in this channel? Or I guess boy love is what it's called here, but I guess yaoi is pornographic, I guess. Um yeah, I guess it has to be, right? So boy love is just two boys loving each other romance, and yaoi is porn. Okay. Okay, I think that's the difference here. Um because I imagine this is the demographic here, but I just don't feel the romance. There's like a little bit of subtleties, but maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just need the things just shoved into my face, and maybe that's why a lot of like boy romance, if we could call it, there's like, okay, hey, I love you. Uh-oh, look at how hot she is. Look at this here. Like, oh, it's obvious she's into you here. This or the other. Well, a lot more shoujo's more drawn out and like actually feels more fulfilling. I guess it would be to put it properly here. It's not as in your face with it here. Like you could feel the romance develop in undertones. But yeah, um, is what it is. And what people call love, and so this is emerging. Is this symbolic? Two peas in a pod, maybe? Is this supposed to be like a vagina or something with the like little clitoris there? Is that what it's supposed to be? But this is boy love. Unless he was doing things to a plant. I don't know. I find this quite bizarre. Um, I I'm probably just not the demographic for this one, and maybe I just think too straightforwardly for this to be like, okay, okay, or maybe I just suck at picking up hints. That's a very real possibility as well, you know. But I guess that's everything then, because why not? So with all of that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.